Hey everyone, this is Paul Statton and myself from Australia. Today we're talking about I am right, you are right. That's our topic, and I believe it will help you to unlock more freedom, more inner peace, and accepting others. What have you got to share, Paul?
Well, most people have the opposite perception. That is, I'm right, you're wrong. And therefore, that is the basis of a lot of conflict and arguments, which a lot of people have. But why do people think they're right and others are wrong? Because they've got a particular perception of reality and they think the other person should have the same thing and therefore should act or do what in the way they think. Whereas the reality is, we all have different perceptions of reality based on our life experiences, and we can look at experiences differently. So therefore, their reality is both people can be right. And therefore, how do you apply that? Well, it's applying in the sense that it's being opening to other people's perceptions, which might be different to yours, but they're not right or wrong. They're not wrong. Because people perceive a particular experience for a reason to learn something. And that's why they're right. So if you go into your communications believing that you're right and they're right, it's going to reduce a lot of conflict.
I love it. I love it. Think of it like if you sitting across with someone and you have a number 6 on the table written, it's going to look 9 on the other side. So think of perspectives. You think of how they could be perceiving the world. We have 5 senses, if not more. Don't want to go into that one, but the black and white thinking will, that I want to share that. I'm from Central Europe. The black and white thinking has created wars. No, you're not with me, you're against me, and all you are in is more and more, well, let's say confrontations. That's where it's going to take you, other than about we and where can we go from here together. Any last words, Paul? An exercise maybe for people to adopt this new way of looking at the world and communicating?
Okay, I think when you're having a discussion with anyone, yeah, express your perception, but don't say this is right or this is what it is. Say, my opinion is, or my perception is. And then when you're listen to the other person and put yourself in their shoes. Oh, and don't judge them, just say, okay, that's an interesting perception. Why do you think that? And it's different from mine, but let's maybe look at why we've got different perceptions and what we can learn from having this interaction together. So I feel the exercise is being more open and really listening to the other people. Because quite often what we do when we listen to people, we're not really listening to them. We're judging them even before we listen about what they think they should say. And we're not really listening. And this is really important as a healer or in any communication, really. That's my suggestion.
Very insightful. And I would say be exploring, be playful around figuring out what drives the other person, what has happened to them. The way I look at the word is, what has happened to this person to have that opinion, to have that reaction, to have that behavior? There must be something behind, because that person is doing their best in the moment. So help them to embrace life, help yourself to embrace the experience, and see what comes out on the other side. Thanks very much.
A pleasure.